This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey Wes, our company Fleming Roofing and Restoration specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a fifth generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough we can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey Wes, we show up.
Plus, they're hunting us.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Alabama Crimson Tide have been bet all the way down to an 8.5-point underdog against Michigan at United Center in Chicago tomorrow in the Midwest Region semifinal. But that number has moved back up to 9.5 points. The total opened at 176.5, has dropped down to 173.5. The Wolverines of the Crimson Tide meet at the Sweet 16 tomorrow in Chicago. In the other Midwest Region semifinal, Iowa State a 4.5-point favorite over Tennessee. Atlanta Braves will open up the season tomorrow with the Royals at Truist Park. Braves at Chris Sale on the mound, $1.51 favorite against Cole Reagans of the Royals, plus 125. 7 over the total. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog, Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like Elle McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Throwback Thursday in the Doghouse. I am your host, Thom Abraham. So glad that you are with us today. And look, every Thursday, hang on a second. Why is Cletus calling me now? I mean, of all times to call me, why would he be calling me now? And why wouldn't there you go. Gosh. You know, sometimes the technology, we just got a new update again, right? It's like every day now. You get an update every day, it seems like, you know, with these iPhones. I just got a new update, and now you can't turn the ringer off. You know, you got to turn it down. You can't just mute the thing. I mean, it's just crazy. Anyway, every Thursday we will feature and do feature some sort of throwback bump music. I mean, it could be old TV shows. It could be cartoons. It could be movies. It could be wrestling walk-up songs, musicians' birthdays, deaths, whatever. Whatever the boys come up with. There's no theme necessary. And we are building a library of throwback tunes for you. I think there was something, was it Grumpy yesterday that called and said he had something he wanted to have played? So we'll see if he, go ahead and hit the text window, and maybe we can get that going for him. And anything you would like to hear today, you go ahead and put it on the text window. Baseball got going last night in San Francisco. For the locals, the best thing was probably the opening ceremonies. and that cool smoke flag thing. From there, it was all downhill as the Giants got shut out 7-0 by the Yankees. Now, look, I don't want to make too big a deal about this. I want to, obviously baseball is, you got to have a little bit of a body of work before you make any kind of decisions about anything. But the two guys in the game that starred for the USA in the World Baseball Classic, Giants pitcher Logan Webb and 3-time MVP Aaron Judge, were colossal flops in that game last night. Webb got shelled, giving up 5 runs in the second inning, while Judge struck out an epic 4 times, tying a Yankees opening day record for futility. I mean, cause and effect? I don't know, but it almost seemed like the game was like a letdown for them. It's like they had all this emotion for 2.5 weeks with the World Baseball Classic, and then it was like, it's opening day, 162 now. Just get started. I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination. Could be just my imagination. We'll see. What was not my imagination and what was really a letdown was the whole production of the game on Netflix. I'll get to that. And the ABS debut pointed up one of the issues with the system. And don't even get me started on that postage stamp strike zone box on the broadcast, because that thing was nowhere near the size of the strike zone, making even more pitches look bad, and it was very frustrating. The Judge would be up there, and that little box, the top of the box was at his belt. It was like from his belt to his knees. And he took several called strikes that I believe probably were strikes, bottom of the letters, and they looked like balls on their little box thing. And it's like, this umpire is terrible. And he was terrible, but, they all pretty much are. But the reality is, those probably were strikes. I mean, if you're going to put that box thing up there and embarrass the umpires and frustrate the viewers, make it at least the size of the strike zone of that particular batter. I thought it was bad. I thought it was bad the whole time. The Sweet 16 is back today with a great slate of games. Not as great as tomorrow, but still, it's the Sweet 16, and they're good games. Lee Sterling of ParamountSports.com is coming up at the bottom of this hour to set that up for us. Where are the upsets coming from? Are there upsets out there tonight? Can Texas do anything with Purdue? Does Arkansas wreck a bunch of brackets by taking out number 1 seed Arizona? And the game of the night, as far as I'm concerned, is probably Iowa and Nebraska with a border war. And in my bracket, I have 3-seed Illinois beating 2-seed Houston in Houston tonight in the South bracket. It's not in Houston's arena at the college where they play, but it's like walking distance from the university. So that's basically that's a road game for Illinois. And I have Illinois to the Final Four. At the top of the 11, former NFL Executive of the Year Jeff Diamond is back with the latest on NFL news. As we are now just 4 weeks out from the NFL draft, the NFL announced yesterday that the season will open up on a Wednesday night in Seattle. Why on a Wednesday night now? First time ever. Why on a Wednesday night does the season have to open? Well, that's because the game in Australia will be on Thursday night, which is Friday morning in Australia. So the game in Australia will be at 11:30 in the morning in Australia on Friday so that it can be in prime time on Thursday night in the States. This is what we do now. This is what we have done with the NFL. Get his take on that. Phone lines are open. Feel free to jump in, contribute. 256-576-4977. That number's good wherever and however you consume the show. Text window is open as well. We'll read and react to those on the air. 732-9TA show. That's 732-982-7469. That is for a text. A text, not a email or not a phone call. That is for a text if you want to get in that way. Let's a good way to contribute. And you can also watch the show. WZZN TV is where you'll find it. And that is posted Facebook and X, and you can check it out at my X feed at Thom Abraham Show. You'll find it there. Got a triple header of baseball that you can actually see today. I don't know how many how many of you didn't see the action last night because it was on Netflix. Maybe you didn't know it was on Netflix. Maybe you knew it was on Netflix and you don't have Netflix. I don't know. But you got games you can actually see today, beginning at 12:15. Paul Skeens and the Pirates at the Mets on NBC as NBC returns to the mix with baseball. Very fascinated about that. Very happy about that. Bob Costas will be the in-studio host for NBC baseball, especially the Sunday night baseball package on NBC. Then on ESPN at 3:15, it's the Rangers and the Phillies. And then the Dodgers host the Diamondbacks tonight back on NBC over the air while everyone is watching Nebraska and Iowa on TBS. Personally, I'll also be checking on the Predators as well, who are hosting the New Jersey Devils. Preds are looking for the 6th win in a row. And they are now 3 points clear of the LA Kings for the final playoff spot in the West. I mean, he just came out of nowhere. And speaking of pucks, it was a great game last night on TNT. Bruins beating the Sabres in Buffalo in overtime 4-3. And the Sabres, if you haven't been paying attention, are very good this year. All right, back in Mission Control. Playing the play doesn't matter. The stacks of wax, answering the phones, keeping the sunny air. Figuring out what he's going to play for throwback music. It's the Prodigy, the Grasshopper. Baby Abe.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together on a spit and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son!
I don't like violence, Thom. I'm a businessman.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Do you hear the grasshopper, which is at your feet?
Old man, how is it that you hear these things?
Young man, how is it that you do not?
As quickly as you can, snatch the pebble from my hand. When you can take the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you to leave.
Hello, America. Got people calling me that the show is starting. I got stuff not working properly.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff going on over there. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Look, you might be having a little bit of a hectic start to the show, but
yeah.
I mean, at the back of your mind, you're just thinking about last night and the Yankees winning that game 7-0. I mean, that's one hell of a way to start this season.
It's a good night for me last night because the Yankees won and the Bruins won. So that made it a really entertaining and a nice night for me. Now, I was late getting to the game, and that was a little bit clunky. Didn't get home from church till 8:05 or so last night. The game started at 7:05, and then I put on the Netflix, and it's hard to figure out, like, when I put it on, it goes right to the thing. It didn't give me the option to watch from the beginning, and then I see the little watch from the beginning tab. Watching from the beginning meant an hour and a half of pregame. Now I got to scrub and get to the game. I mean, it was one thing after another. Have you seen the video though of the national anthem and then the smoke flag that they did?
I did see the smoke flag, which was very, very cool. I don't know how people come up with these things, but I'm glad that it happens in America. So
what blows my mind?
Patriotic.
These drone shows, how they do these drone shows where they'll send up literally like 100 drones. And they make like different patterns and stuff.
Yeah, China's
like
really good at
fireworks.
Those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Bassmaster Classic, they had one, where they had the Bass logo. They had the actual whole Bass shield in the sky done by drones. I mean, how did they do that? I mean, I guess they're all computer programmed and everything. But that's amazing, some of the things that they do with the drones in the air.
No doubt. And in the college football games, apparently everybody has a drone show before the game starts. So
what?
Yeah. So
the video game or the real game?
In the video game, because obviously they've become very popular as of late. So that means that everybody, all 136 teams in college football at the D1 level, all of them will be rocking those drone shows before the game starts.
Did you see, speaking of college football, did you see that post from, I don't know if it was Conference USA or some account that follows Conference USA, that had the MTSU in red uniforms, and it's the Red Raider look. You know, they're the Blue Raiders, right? And it was the Red Raider look. Did you see that?
I did not. Was that on Twitter or something?
It's on Twitter. I mentioned you. I'm like, is this real? Oh, and I mentioned you, and I mentioned Joe Abraham, who went to MTSU, coached there for 3 years. And you know, now my laptop is doing something weird. It says working on updates 15% complete. Don't turn off your PC. This will take a while. Your PC may restart several times. And it's like just froze up, kind of locked up, and there's the finger thing moving around on it. I mean, it's as if somebody has hijacked my laptop.
I don't think this is real,
weird.
Mainly because I've seen them do these types of graphics before, where
somebody's screwing around with like Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Western Kentucky. They were going to do a Cookie Monster alternative where they made it, instead of that red uniform, they made it blue. Yeah. But
that's what's going on.
That Red Raider uniform looks pretty sick.
Cool.
I gotta admit, but this isn't. What are we, like, Rutgers or something like that? Nah.
That's kind of weird. All right, let me get the Phillip in here. Maybe he watched that thing last night. I don't know. Phillip, welcome in. How are you, man?
I didn't watch that crap on that stupid
opening night.
Whatever you gotta do to watch that. No way. You know what
Netflix.
I did? I listened to Harry Chapin's greatest hit. That was better.
Yeah, you're leaning into the Harry Chapin thing, man. You love you some Harry Chapin.
Good, great memory. And for Throwback Thursday, let's get a little Harry Chapin, WOLDDDDDDD. And I want to thank Danica so much for honoring me with that name, backed up by Harry Chapin, one of the greatest Americana singer-songwriters ever. What a storyteller. What a great American he was.
You know, and when he died, I was 22 years old, 21 years old, something like that when he died. And I didn't realize how young he was. Because, 38 years old, when you're 20, 38, it's like, I remember when Elvis died. I was 16 years old when Elvis died. And I said, like, how old was Elvis Presley? And they're like, he's 44. And I'm like, he was an older guy. But now it seems so young. I didn't realize he was that young when he died.
Yep.
It was good. John, you think we can get a little Harry Chapin in there in the show today
Of course.
For the boys? Yeah.
Awesome. New challenge for Danica. Speaking of Danica. How about Mets win today and Alabama beat Michigan tomorrow? No points necessary. Will he take that bet?
He's not taking any action off of you. I'm telling you, he won't take any action off of you. As easy as it could be. Alabama, by the way, that went down to 8.5 at one point. It was 10.5, went down to 8.5. Now it's back up to 9, I think. But a lot of money has come in on Alabama on that game.
I'm telling you, Michigan is not going to make the Final Four. And I sincerely think it's going to end tomorrow.
Like a lot of people in these parts happy, that's for sure.
Yeah. Looking
now,
forward
I have them in the championship game, so I would be a little bit, I'm not sure that would be the best thing in the world for the host, but
yeah, but I hate it for you, but that ain't gonna happen. They ain't gonna be there. Yeah. But this is great, man. Your show is going to end, and then the Mets are coming on. That is awesome. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah, I'm stoked for it. I'll have it on. I've got fishing on right now because the Bassmaster Elite Series is at the Thom River, and so I've got that on over here in the studio as well. But I'll be having the baseball on for sure.
All right.
It's a good job by you.
Happy days.
You too, John. I'm a little bit concerned about what's going on with the lapper. I got to be honest with you, because this is like my whole existence is this last laptop. So
you got Google Docs though. Come on now.
Yeah,
some of that stuff's connected in the cloud.
I guess I guess I could recreate stuff, but so I turned it off. It had the blue screen on there saying that it was updating, which I don't think it was. And then
you think
I
your
turned
computer's
it off.
lying to you about updating?
Yeah. I don't know. I think something happened. I don't know if something got in there or what. But I turned it whole thing off, and now I turned it back on, and now what's going on? And it doesn't respond to my mouse anymore, but it responds to the mouse pad. You know what I mean? On the laptop itself, I can move it that way.
As it should.
And I can't put the numbers in, the codes. It's not taking any keystrokes. This is not good.
Is this your laptop, not your
my
actual
laptop
computer?
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
Let me see. Let me put shut down. Let's see what happens there.
Yeah, and try and take your time with it as well. Don't be rushing it. Computers are kind of like humans. They kind of need to breathe a little bit before you just start, going crazy and giving them orders.
Yeah, it just was. It was just kind of strange the way that whole thing happened.
Definitely bad timing. You want to get to the next caller while that's happening?
I have because my laptop is off. It's Hawkeye Jason. Now I see it on my desktop computer. Hawkeye Jason, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Tom. So
What's going on? You looking forward to tonight?
Watching tonight? Yep, definitely. Iowa, Nebraska, nice little border war. Football's not much of a rivalry. Iowa's won 10 of the last 11, but basketball, Tom, if you think about it, Fred Hoiberg, he's from Lincoln, Nebraska. He's coaching in Lincoln. Ben McCollum, born in Iowa City, coaching in Iowa City. This could be kind of the next good basketball rivalry, if you think about it. Because I don't see both those coaches, I don't see them going anywhere. And, it's kind of a nice surprise.
Yeah. It's going to be, I just love the great thing about college sports is the rivalries, and I just love the fact that there's a rivalry there that's not only in sports but also the states themselves. Apparently, the states themselves don't even like each other.
Yep, no. Conference realignment, as you know, it's just ruined a lot of these great rivalries we've had. Plus, with me personally, Tom, my in-laws, they're from Western Iowa originally, and they got relatives that live on the other side of the pond of the Missouri River. So it's I got some family involved. I have a second cousin. Him and his wife are going down there. He's an Iowa fan. She's a Husker fan. And tickets are $316 just to get inside there tonight. It's pretty pricey ticket. Busch beer, they're bringing lots of cases of beer down there. I don't know, for some reason, a lot of Iowa, Nebraska, and Illinois people, they drink a lot of Busch beer. I'm not sure why that is, but they're aware of it. And Busch Beer's posted on social media. They said, hey, we're ready for Houston. We're ready for the Midwest to come down. So.
All right, man. Looking forward to it.
One other thing, Tom.
Yeah,
one quick thing, Tom. So, Throwback Thursday, I saw this stat online. They said this is the first Sweet 16 since 1954 that doesn't include Kansas, Kentucky, UCLA, or North Carolina.
Wow.
So 72 consecutive Sweet 16s, one of those four teams have been involved. And even without those four teams, Tom, you and I both know there's 8 solid games tonight and tomorrow night. So.
Oh, yeah. The schedule tonight is the schedule tonight's very good. Tomorrow night, I'm really looking forward to that as well. Illinois going down to Houston to try and beat Houston in Houston is fantastic. Yep. Texas is the 11 seed, and they're not really a Cinderella, but they are an 11 seed. Can they do anything with Purdue?
Yeah.
You got Arkansas and Arizona. I mean, it's a good. I mean, all 8 of these games are really good.
Great slate there. So
yeah.
Have a good one, Tom. We'll enjoy our hoops the next couple nights.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Have a good one. See you, man.
John, this is really kind of scaring me. It's got me rattled. You guys probably don't even have me on video anymore, right?
No, we don't.
Because that goes through the laptop. I'm not 100% sure what to do anymore because I've rebooted the thing a couple of times. Power down. You know where it asks you to enter your PIN? It's not responding to any keystrokes at all on the machine. And this is a little bit dicey. Do a shutdown again. See what happens.
Do a complete restart, and then when we come back with Lee, it should be better.
No, I don't know. That would be the third restart. I mean, I've been restarting it.
Hold that button down. Just like continuously hold it down until it completely shuts down. And
well, I can move the cursor over to where, the little power icon is. And so I've been shutting down that way.
No. Actually press on the button, like the power button. Yeah, hold it down for a second, like 10 seconds, and then it'll do a little hard restart. It won't reset the computer, but it will restart it completely to where it could start up and hopefully fix your problem.
I hope.
I'm IT, I'm IT.
I know you are the IT department of the radio station. So
when it comes to the simplest stuff.
Yeah, hopefully that's we used to do the 3-finger salute, but I don't know if that works anymore. Control-Alt-Delete. Does that still do anything if you do Control-Alt-Delete?
Yeah. I would,
I don't know if that still does anything or not.
Let me try it on these computers here in the studio.
No, don't do anything. All right, we get a break. We'll come back. Lee Sterling is coming up next right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and now is your last chance for Truck Month deals at Lynn Layton Ford. Now through the 31st, with your good credit, get 0% financing for 60 months, 0 down, plus 0 payments for 90 days, and $1,000 cash on new F-150s. That's right, final days, 0 for 60, 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, plus $1,000 bonus cash on all new 25 F-150s. Save up to $5,000 off MSRP on 25 Rangers, $5,000 off Rangers. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on remaining new 2025 Explorers, up to $10,000 off on Explorer. We've got new Maverick hybrids starting at under $28,000. That's right, new 25 Maverick hybrids are truck month priced for just $27,840, and never any hidden markups or dock fees. Truck month ends March 31st, so don't miss your chance. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Buying that perfect home is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make, so it's crucial that you have the right partner to help you through the process. Hi, I'm Stuart Evans, mortgage loan officer for Bryant Bank, and I'm here to tell you that we are that partner. We offer a variety of mortgage products to fit your unique home buying situation in a changing rate environment. That kind of hassle-free approach might not be what you'd expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give me a call today or visit me at our downtown Huntsville office and let me show you what banking beyond expectation is all about.
Bryant Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a powerful engine, truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry. all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. All about maintaining performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Eat, drink, compete. Welcome to Field Day, Huntsville's go-to spot where every day feels like a win. Catch the big game or create your own with chef-driven bites, craft cocktails, self-serve beer, and games that keep the fun going. And don't miss happy hour. 50% off drafts and appetizers, plus $5 margaritas and wells. Life's better when you play, so grab your friends and make it a win at Field Day, University Drive, Huntsville. SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing consistently into the upper 70s and lower 80s, dropping into the upper 50s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s, lower 80s. There is an opportunity for some passing showers Friday afternoon through Friday evening, and then temperatures drop into the upper 30s, lower 40s as we head into the overnight. Temperatures climbing into the low mid 60s on Saturday.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
A child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for a new.
Yeah, welcome back on a
He'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad.
Throwback Thursday in the doghouse. A little Harry Chapin there for you. So that all started with Wolverine Dan glossing the Phillip Harry. Problem is that the Phillip loves Harry Chapin. Those of you who are watching on WZZN TV are seeing a kind of a funny image, I think. Because my laptop, the desktop computer in the studio is fine. The laptop computer in the studio has been hijacked by somebody or something. I mean, it's kind of scary, I'll be honest with you, because it's not, I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, I work with computers all day, every day, and I have never seen anything like this before where it just is completely, it doesn't respond to some things, it responds to other things, and doesn't respond to the keyboard. It's kind of spooky stuff, but the show will go on. And it goes on with Lee Sterling of ParamountSports.com joining us as the Sweet 16 gets ready to pick up. Of course, baseball season is now in full swing as well. The hockey, I mean, these guys, the NBA, it's a busy time of year for the folks at Paramount Sports and Lee Sterling. Lee joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. He's also on WZZN TV, even if I'm not. Lee, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good. You forgot the UFC.
The UFC, killing it with the UFC as well. I mean, that's good stuff too.
And we do player props now for baseball and football. So if someone has an expertise in basketball player props, please contact me. We might add those next year also.
Yeah, they're going to probably. I mean, they're trying to regulate that in college sports, the player props, because that's where it can get a little bit dicey. You know, still, even with these players having NIL money and stuff like that, you know, there's a fear that the kids, you know, you tell the kid down the hall, hey, I'm going to score, you know, X number of points tonight, and you know, the kid can make a little bit of money.
But you know what's interesting about that, Thom? I don't mean to interrupt, but what we've seen is usually when there's a scandal, when someone's on the take to fix a number on a player props, they usually Vegas and offshore finds out. They're the first ones that notify the leagues about it because why? If you've got a player, unless he's a Heisman candidate or a very high profile guy, which most players aren't. Let's say he's the second best receiver for Cal. If someone all of a sudden has him, let's say, under 1.5 catches and he doesn't suit up or he goes out early, and they see hundreds of thousands of dollars bet on something like that where there's normally, $3,000 or $5,000 tops, it's a big red flag.
The one that was the most interesting to me was the baseball one with the pitchers, and that's going to take a little while for that to sort out. But the little codes and that they're using, and I've tried to tell everybody who will listen, this is a good thing because now with the legalization of it, there's regulation of it, right? And if people think that this kind of stuff wasn't going on for years without any flashlight being shined on it, they're sadly mistaken.
No, you're 100% correct. So I think most people, almost everyone, is all for it. So there's no instant way to wealth, and other than I guess being a politician where you find out about some stock tips. So none of us are sitting in the Senate or something like that in positions like that. So the tips that I get from my friends are like 90% wrong on the stock market.
Yeah. I've had a few that went sideways as well. But Sweet 16, kind of chalky, a little bit chalky so far. The Florida loss, I think, was one that kind of rattled a lot of people's brackets. But look, I mean, this is the NIL age. Cinderella is dead, in my opinion, right?
Close to it. I mean, the tournament was chalky. I mean, the first day we had High Point pull off the upset, and that was incredible. The Kentucky game I thought was also very good. Their comeback the next day, that was exciting. And then at the end, the Sunday evening game, one of the Sunday evening games, the Iowa upset. So there's still a couple. You're not going to see as many because let's say you're playing for High Point and you're there on an athletic scholarship. If Illinois comes to you and says, hey, we'll pay you $400,000, get an education here and write that check for 6 figures, most kids are going to take it. So that's kind of the route that we've seen, but still doesn't mean that we can't have some fun to it. And maybe in a way, this might be a great tournament because I think we're going to see some great games. There's really only 3 or 4 spots I see in these 8 games. So the key here is I had a friend one time, I'm actually going to go back next year, about 20 years ago, I'll never forget this. He bet 49 games. The opening 2 days. And he was it took him about an hour and a half to grade all his plays. He went 25-24, had a winning record, but he lost money because he was doing some in-game wagering also, and the juice on those are sometimes -115 to -130. So he ended up losing like the equivalent of like 4 bets because he played 49 games. So sometimes some of the best wagers are bets you don't make.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I'm looking for upsets, and if we look at it tonight, you've got some tight lines. Houston just a 2.5 point favorite over Illinois. I have Illinois to the Final Four. This is going to be the big hurdle, beating them at the Toyota Center in Houston. But, Iowa and Nebraska. Nebraska's now down to a 1.5. But then you've got the Purdue as a 7.5 point favorite over Texas, and Arizona as a 7.5 point favorite over Arkansas, and games involved in the SEC, where the SEC is an underdog in all 4 of the teams that are left there. Who is the best shot for an upset? Who do you think could pull one off tonight?
Well, even though I have Arizona winning it in my bracket, and I think they might be the best team, John Calipari, I think he's something like 8-1 or 8-1-1 as an underdog in the tournament. You have a large body of work there. And what we know about John Calipari is great manipulator. Well, great motivator. I guess those go hand in hand. He is really able to motivate his players when they're an underdog. And his team's playing at a very high level. Even though I think Arizona might still win the game here, I would not lay that many points with Arizona against the Arkansas team, where a coach, it's like, Nick Saban had a couple different ways to play him. And I just think that going against John Calipari, getting all those points is probably not a smart decision. So I would probably take the points there. I don't know whether you're going to see many upsets tonight, but probably the game that I like the most of each of the 2 days is Nebraska tonight, laying the 1.5. People think of Iowa as this great outside shooting team, but Nebraska, 20th in the country, they knock down over 10.2 three-pointers per game here. Unless Bennett Sturts scores 20 or more points, I can't see Iowa winning this game. And here's another great, stat trend. Teams coming off a double-digit upset in the round of 32, 0-6, straight up in the Sweet 16. So I like Nebraska here. This is like a home game. Houston in the first game will have a ton of fans, and Nebraska. Nebraska's the early game. Nebraska will have. It'll be a sea of red. Well, Houston's red also. It's going to look like a total sea of red when you step into the stadium. So I think Nebraska, with them playing their first ever time into the round of Sweet 16, is going to be an incredible atmosphere, and I think they've got what it takes to get it done.
Lee Sterling with us, ParamountSports.com is where you find him. So St. John's and Duke, you get Rick Pitino. What a coach. I mean, he just goes to a program and boom, they're in the Sweet 16. And, it takes him just a year or two to turn a program around. But now this is Rick Pitino against Duke. And so it's not Rick Pitino and Coach K, but it's still Duke. I have Duke winning it all, by the way, over Michigan. Duke is a 6.5-point favorite there. I don't think St. John's wins that game, but can St. John's take that one to the line in Washington?
It'd be tough. Here's why. They really are not good in the half-court set. They've got to score points, turnovers, mayhem, fast-paced game. They're forced to set up. They can't shoot the three. I mean, it's painful to watch their half-court sets, and that's why they blew a 14-point lead and had to hold on to when it was a tie game to get the layup to win the game. So, fun team to watch. It's going to be a fun game, but Duke is the most efficient offense in college basketball. They just don't turn the ball over much here. You're going to have to get a bunch of turnovers, probably 12-plus turnovers to have a chance to win that game. I like Duke. One of the other games that I do like, I like, believe it or not, Michigan State. I think something's been wrong with UConn all year. They're not what we've seen in the past here, and I think Michigan State might be able to disrupt UConn's post game and around the basket, and UConn's offense has been inconsistent. Check this out. So UConn's three-point shooting in the month of March, starting the month, so obviously 4 games are conference games or tourney games. They've shot 3 from the three-point line, 12% against Marquette, 37% against Georgetown, 32% against Xavier, 15% in their loss to St. John's. And you're like, well, probably got better. That's why they won by double digits in the first 2 games of the tournament. Nothing great. 33% against UCLA and 20% against Furman, against a much better defense of Michigan State. I think Michigan State's probably the right side.
The biggest line of the first the games today and tomorrow is, of course, the Alabama-Michigan game. Now that opened at 10, got up to 10.5, came all the way down to 8.5. Now floating around 9.5. If Alabama they shot 45% from threes in their last game, absolutely blowing out Texas Tech. If they shoot 41%. that's the great equalizer, it would seem like, against Michigan. Michigan's got the bigs. Alabama, doesn't have any answer for them, I don't think, in the paint. But maybe they can try and, run them out of the building a little bit. But what about the Tide as a huge underdog there? Not necessarily on the money line to win, but, can they keep it close?
I like I don't know if you noticed, you use the word maybe. And usually bigger and stronger and about as fast is usually going to win most games. Bama, 19 for 30 against Texas Tech from three-point land. Texas Tech was absolutely awful, atrocious. Michigan seems to have kind of found themselves. 3-4 weeks ago, I'd say take Alabama here and they probably keep it close or maybe pull off the shocker. But Michigan is going to probably dominate the front court. Yaxel Lendenberg is going to be able to probably find his shots and get his points. And the question is, can Michigan avoid those, scoring lulls, which Alabama's defense going to have to be better than it's been against good teams here. That's their weakness here. And if they had a little bit better defense, I'd feel better about taking the point. So I just have trouble taking a team that can probably really only shoot threes without their second best player. So I lean, actually, believe it or not, Michigan.
And then there's Tennessee and Iowa State. This is where I had Tennessee. I had, this is where I had their season ending here in this game here. But Iowa State 3.5. Tennessee plays great defense. Do they have anything? Is any of these SEC teams got a chance of moving on?
I think Tennessee does. So sometimes teams can overcome the loss of one of their best players, and Iowa State was able to do that in the last game. Maybe now teams kind of know how to play them. So Tennessee, I thought, even though they were helped out maybe on one official's call that should have been off their player and could have maybe cost them the game. But sometimes you got to get that one lucky break, and that makes a difference. They were able to come through in crunch time, the final 2 minutes. So I like Tennessee. I'd probably take Tennessee here in that game.
Baseball just got started, of course, last night. Full slate of games today. How do you handle this in terms of, from a handicapping standpoint? Do you kind of slow play it a little bit? And do you think there's any effect of the WBC on the guys that were there? We saw two guys that starred for the U.S., in the WBC was a high energy thing, sapped, I thought, a lot of energy and effort out of those guys. Last night, Logan Webb was terrible. He was shelled. Aaron Judge struck out 4 times. I mean, it's just one game. But, how do you look at that stuff?
Yeah, so Tarek Skubal actually opted out, as you remember, midway through to get ready for his first start. So I actually think he'll be ready. He's got motivation. He went to arbitration, only has that 1-year contract. He's looking to have a great year. He's almost unhittable. So actually, one of the 3 plays releasing for our clients today is Detroit opening day. We had the Yankees last night. Nice to get off to a winning start to baseball and in anything. So anyone wants to get involved with baseball, have the special up. It's up through the end of the day today. Get the entire season through the World Series, just $1,297. It's normally $1,997. You're going to get generally 3 to 4 plays per day. We only have 3 today. We're not going to, take a shot 7 or 8 plays. You just can't do that opening day. But never had a losing season in baseball since we brought it back 6 years ago. And UFC card had another winning card. Went 4-1. Not only hit our 40 to 50 unit max wager, where we're, I think, 33-19 now on those the last 2.5 years. But we had 2 underdogs, plus 190 and 195. That's like going really 6-1. That card's also up and available. So check everything out. And also the Sweet 16. You want to get all my selections. We are now 26-7 documented since the start of the conference tournaments in college basketball. Use coupon code SAVE50, just $97 for our March Madness package through the final, Monday, April 6th. One place, ParamountSports.com.
Lee Sterling has been our guest. ParamountSports.com is where you find him. Big weekend in the Sweet 16. Baseball's off and running. UFC. I mean, there's just all kinds of stuff going on, and he can help you out with that. Lee, I appreciate you as always, man. Good stuff.
You too, big dog. Take care. Be safe, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks. John, update. it's taking my code now. I mean, I have to wait. I have to do it like several times, and now it's responding to the keyboard in terms of taking the code. Oh. It's come up to my splash screen. I got to figure out what's, I didn't do the McAfee thing. I didn't even know if I had it, because I thought, don't you automatically get like protection through Microsoft? Do you need to have the McAfee?
Yeah, I mean, I think Windows does a good job with protecting your computer, but it's not a horrible idea to get some sort of protection. Do I think McAfee's the way to go? Probably not, because they like to spam my emails and all that. But
they've been hammering me, and they're like, "Oh, you got to renew, you got to renew, you got to renew." And then when something like this happens, nefariously, you worry about you. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking, are they the ones that did this to make me want to? Make sure that I get the protection from them.
Check out NordVPN, because I feel like I do need to be like protected from another protection service. That protection service is McAfee, that loves to just pop up randomly. I don't know why.
Yeah. NordVPN, huh?
Yeah. Check out
that. Yeah. I'll check that out. All right, we got to get a break in here. We'll come back, wrap up hour number 1, tell you what's going on to get hour number 2 going right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Alabama Crimson Tide have been bet all the way down to an 8.5-point underdog against Michigan at United Center in Chicago tomorrow in the Midwest Region semifinal. But that number has moved back up to 9.5 points. The total opened at 176.5, has dropped down to 173.5. The Wolverines of the Crimson Tide meet at the Sweet 16 tomorrow in Chicago. In the other Midwest Region semifinal, Iowa State a 4.5-point favorite over Tennessee. Atlanta Braves will open up the season tomorrow with the Royals at Truist Park. Braves at Chris Sale on the mound, $1.51 favorite against Cole Reagans of the Royals, plus 125. 7 over the total. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Take it right to the edge with Donato's Pizza. That's right, with Donato's, they don't waste any space. And if you're going to put 100 slices of pepperoni on a pizza, you need to go edge to edge. And that provolone cheese is smoked and aged in Wisconsin. All of Donato's produce comes from right here in the Tennessee Valley as well. And Donato's is more than just pizza. Check out the subs, calzones, and wings as well. 2 locations in the Valley to serve you, in Madison on Madison Boulevard and in Huntsville on the South Parkway. Donato's Pizza.
Buying that perfect home is one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make. So it's crucial that you have the right partner to help you through the process. Hi, I'm Stuart Evans, mortgage loan officer for Bryant Bank, and I'm here to tell you that we are that partner. We offer a variety of mortgage products to fit your unique home buying situation in a changing rate environment. That kind of hassle-free approach might not be what you'd expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give me a call today or visit me at our downtown Huntsville office and let me show you what banking beyond expectation is all about.
Bryant Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you paint your body, your car, and your dog your school colors? Maybe. But it means more than that. It means your alumni network includes the state, the country, and beyond. It means your school ring doubles as your resume, and yeah, you better believe it means more titles. like doctor, CEO, and Your Honor. Because this is the SEC. And here, it just means more.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing consistently into the upper 70s and lower 80s, dropping into the upper 50s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s, lower 80s. There is an opportunity for some passing showers Friday afternoon through Friday evening, and then temperatures drop into the upper 30s, lower 40s as we head into the overnight. Temperatures climbing into the low mid 60s on Saturday.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by USSSA Softball. If you're looking for a great tournament to put your team in, your high school level softball team in, you need to check out alfastpitch.uSSSA.com and find out where the best tournaments are. Anywhere throughout North Alabama, they've got great tournaments. Go ahead and check it out. alfastpitch.uSSSA.com. That's alfastpitch.uSSSA.com.
12.
What am I listening to?
It's a little bit of Sesame Street 12 and Pinball.
All right. Didn't have that in my bingo card today on Throwback Thursday.
Courtesy of Grumpy.
Oh, is that what Grumpy wanted? I wonder why. There's got to be a backstory for that. What do you think? What do you think the reason is that he wanted that?
I don't know. Maybe because you go from like to 10 to 12, you know, and then you go to like to 12 to 2, and then I don't know, the schedule's always changing. I'm not 100%, but it is a bop. I will say that. It's a good song.
Yeah, Cletus was asking why my schedule's like. He called me during. He says, "Why does your schedule keep changing?" And I said, "Well, we don't want to build up too big an audience. You know what I mean? We need to kind of dodge and weave, and we're trying to kind of fake people out a little bit here and there." No, it's just the way the schedule works out.
Sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah, it does sound like a terrible idea, but when you're trying to do when things happen, when schedules change other ways, you've got to try and figure out what's the best thing to do. And my show has always been the one I've done every single day part. I've done morning drive, mid-morning, lunchtime, afternoon drive, everything from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. I have done. I've never done nights or anything like that, but from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. I've done it all. All right, my listeners are loyal. They find me, and I appreciate them. I love them. I also love Jeff Diamond, and he's coming up next with some NFL news right after this on the Thom Abraham Show.
Truck Month is on at Woody Anderson Ford. Right now, save $13,000 on 25 F-150, $9,500 on 25 Super Duty, and $5,000 on 25 Maverick. Get financing as low as 0% for 60 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on select models. 25 Lightning, F-150, or Super Duty, 0 down payment and 0 payments for 90 days. All incentives applied, alt MSRP with approved credit. Offers in 3/31/26. Call 539-9441 for complete details. Nobody does Truck Month like Woody Anderson Ford.
From heirloom diamonds to contemporary jewels, Loring & Company is the place to find something truly special. Whether shopping for a diamond ring for that once-in-a-lifetime occasion or marking a milestone birthday or personal achievement with a Rolex watch, you'll find just the thing in our edit of the world's most sought-after brands, including David Yurman, Roberto Coin, Marco Bicego, and Fopay. Expect a treasure trove of the world's most unique, even breathtaking earrings, rings, necklaces, and bracelets, making choosing just one piece a challenge in itself. Loring & Company Jewelers on Airport Road.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship in insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Now is the time to sign up for the Eagle Installation WZZN Charity Golf Tournament to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. This year's event is the morning of April 20th at Cherokee Ridge, and each member of the winning team not only gets the championship belts, but a full year membership to Cherokee Ridge. Breakfast and lunch are provided, plus tremendous prizes and a chance to win $100,000. Cost is $800 a team or $200 per individual, and corporate sponsorships are available. Send an email to 977WZZNevents@gmail.com to reserve your spot today.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSIN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Alabama Crimson Tide have been bet all the way down to an 8.5-point underdog against Michigan at United Center in Chicago tomorrow in the Midwest Region semifinal. But that number has moved back up to 9.5 points. The total opened at 176.5, has dropped down to 173.5. The Wolverines of the Crimson Tide meet at the Sweet 16 tomorrow in Chicago. In the other Midwest Region semifinal, Iowa State a 4.5-point favorite over Tennessee. Atlanta Braves will open up the season tomorrow with the Royals at Truist Park. Braves at Chris Sale on the mound, $1.51 favorite against Cole Reagans of the Royals, plus 125. 7 over the total. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by Mike Owen and Owen Home Appliance. Mike has over 25 years' experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance also prides themselves on community involvement as well. They get involved in all kinds of things, sponsoring local teams and events and so on, and they make sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. It's Owen Home Appliance.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you. So settle in and get your bark on. That's my dog. Now live. Here he is, the big dog. Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho. Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome in on a Throwback Thursday. It's the Thom Abraham Show, where every Thursday we feature some sort of throwback bump music. Today, TV shows, cartoons, movies, wrestling, walk-up songs, all kinds of stuff. No theme necessary, as the boys build a library of throwback tunes for you. And if you want to contribute to that, just hit the text window, and you can go ahead and give us your suggestion of what you want to hear on Throwback Thursday. It's Sweet 16 Day as well. Baseball got going last night in San Francisco, so we're talking about that. Got a big slate of baseball today as well, and we're welcoming in a new audience now listening on Nashville Sports Radio in Nashville and Murfreesboro to go along with our friends at 97.7 ESPN in Huntsville and, of course, ESPN Winchester in Winchester, Tennessee. We'll get the phone lines going again in a few minutes at 256-576-4977. We got your text window. You can jump on board with that. 732-9TA Show, 732-982-7469. You can watch the show as well on WZZN and on the YouTube, WZZN TV, and on YouTube or on the Facebook, the X. Find it at my X feed, which is at Thom Abraham Show. And speaking of the WZZN TV feed, joining us now there and on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline is former NFL Executive of the Year, Jeff Diamond, with lots of news in the NFL this week, as there is every week. Jeff, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, Tom, I'm great. A lot of exciting things going on this time of year. You got MLB openers, you've got Masters Week next week, or what is it, 2 weeks away? 2 weeks away. Got the Players Championship, all kinds of stuff going on. And NFL is always busy, and Final Four coming up soon, Sweet 16. Gotta love this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is very busy, and we're only 4 weeks out from the NFL draft, which will take front and center. And the NFL keeps giving things out, dribs and drabs of news. And they gave us news that we knew that the 49ers and the Rams were going to be playing a key divisional game in Melbourne, Australia. But we were like, okay, so then when does Seattle get the traditional opening night game? And sure enough, it's going to be on a Wednesday. So it's going to be Wednesday night, September 9th. They played on a Wednesday during Christmas 2 years ago, on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, whatever that was, when it was a Wednesday. So now we're getting the first ever Wednesday opener to make room for the 49ers and Rams on a Thursday, which will actually be Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning in Australia, so that the game can be on prime time on Thursday night. And then I guess we'll probably have a game from Rio de Janeiro or something on Friday night. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know.
Yeah, the NFL is bound and determined to grow their sport internationally, and now there'll be a record 9 international games this year, including going to Paris and Madrid and Rio, as you said, back to Germany, London, and of course this trip to Australia, which I don't certainly envy the travel coordinators. I did that early in my career with the Vikings, and we had a couple of trips I had to coordinate to London and to Sweden, and those were preseason games. And that was really before the NFL got really involved. So I'll tell you what, it was a chore for me as a travel coordinator. One of the toughest things I ever had to do in my NFL career.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. And this one is, not only is it regular season, it's 16 hours. I mean, you're talking about these athletes, 16 hours on a plane, to go to Melbourne to play this game. And that's just one way. And that's because they're West Coast teams. I mean, it's kind of nuts to me. And it's a key divisional game. You're taking a divisional game. I assume it's the Rams home game, which is like a 49ers home game, but they're taking a key divisional game away from a team. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I think it's all about the money. It's all about growing the revenue. And Roger Goodell wants to get the NFL revenue to $25 billion a year, and I think they're at 15 now, or probably more like 18 now. So that's all part of the strategy. And yeah, I think that's a little too far to go, shall we say? Even for those West Coast teams, it's a tough trip. I remember our daughter did a semester abroad in Australia. It took us 19 hours to get there.
Oh, just absolutely crazy. And, talking about a surface change as well. I mean, this is a game that would be played on synthetic turf at LA, and it'll be on natural turf there in Australia. And, all of those things to me are important. And you know how routine is. Professional athletes are all about their routine. And that's another thing about this that's going to throw everybody off, I think.
Yeah, even coaches are more so about their routine, and so yeah, I don't know that Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan can be real thrilled with it, but you got to make the most of it, and it'll be an interesting experience. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. All right, so speaking of the Seattle Seahawks, Jackson Smith and Jigba gets this massive deal, over $40 million a year for him as a wide receiver, and he's the second wide receiver now. Jamar Chase is in that 40 million plus range as well. I had no idea that we were giving receivers that kind of money, but they are apparently. What's your thought on that? How do they fit this kind of a deal in?
Well, I think what's interesting, Tom, when you talk about salary cap mechanics, caponomics, shall we say, which I did back in the day, I think you really have to look beneath the surface, under the radar of these deals. And Smith and Jigba, for example, signs this 4-year, $168 million deal, 42 a year. That's new money. But the reality of the contract is he had 2 years left on his rookie deal. So because he got extended with only 3 years into the deal, what that means is he's still got $27 million remaining the next 2 years. So the true deal is 195 over 6 years, which is 32.5 million a year, not 42 million a year. And so people here, for example, in Minnesota say, "Oh, is Justin Jefferson going to be upset because he signed 2 years ago for 35 million a year?" Well, Justin's actual deal, he had 1 year left when he signed it. He signed for 140 over 4, 35 a year. But the reality was he had another year at 20 million. It's really 160 over 5, 32 million a year. So Justin Jefferson is making 500,000 a year less than Smith and Jigba. It sounds like it's 10 million a year less, or 7 million a year less, but it's not. And truthfully, the highest paid receiver is still Jamar Chase, because he signed a deal for 161 over 4, 40 million a year, as you said, but he also had a year left on his deal. His actual per year contract is 36.4 million a year. Jamar Chase is still the highest paid receiver, but certainly I understand from the agent perspective, and I work in the agent world now, that agents always want to talk about new money on a deal, but NFL execs know that the reality is what was also left on the old deal. And for Smith and Jigba, he's got 2 years left still. So you got to really dive beneath the surface on these contracts.
Do they start getting the money, whatever the new deal is? Do they start getting that right away, or do they have to wait to the end of their rookie deal and then that deal kicks in? Or do they just up the amount that they would normally be getting now in year 3 and 4 of his rookie deal?
No, they'll get some money immediately, because there will be a big signing bonus, and which may be paid over 2 years. But certainly his compensation will grow immediately. But still, in the long run, it'll be 32.5 million a year over the next 6 years.
Yeah. So I don't know how he's going to get by on that. I mean, he probably
yeah, I think he'll survive.
Yeah, I think get the Amazon free shipping for over 2 days, or something like
Right,
that.
exactly.
To save some money. There's no doubt about it. Jeff Diamond with us here. All right, so we all got the email from the NFL regarding potential rule changes and so on. Most of that having to do with the kickoff and and some of the changes there, the quirkiness of the kickoff. One of those things was that you can now do an onside kick anytime in the game. You don't have to be trailing in the fourth quarter. The proposal is that you can do an onside kick anytime in the game, but you got to declare it. I mean, how difficult is that to there's no surprise onside kick apparently.
Yeah, and I think that's a bad rule. I think the excitement of the onside kick is just a surprise element, as you say, and the fact that you can do it at any time, but now you have to declare it. I think it's crazy. I remember a couple of years ago, the Vikings or the Titans were playing the Colts, and I'm sure you remember this game. And Jeff Fisher ran about 3 onside kicks because they were big underdogs to Peyton Manning and the Colts. And I think a couple of them were successful because they were surprised, maybe even the opening kickoff of the game, and you just lose that element, and it makes no sense.
I was a fan of, when I was broadcasting in the Alliance, the short-lived Alliance of American Football, I was a fan of the 4th and 13. When they went to this type of kickoff, I like the kickoff. I honestly do. You get a lot more returns. They're making it so that there's going to be even more returns, but you don't have a 40-yard run-up. You have a shorter run-up like it's a punt almost. I like the kickoff. I like the fact that we had so many more returns for touchdowns last year and so on. I get all of that. It's just the onside kick is obsolete in any way, shape, or form. So if you're going to declare something, I like what we did in the Alliance. Put the ball down on the 35-yard line, your own 35-yard line, and it's 4th and 13. And whatever happens, happens. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, the other team takes over wherever the ball was dead at the end of that play. To me, doing something like that is better than trying to do a contrived onside kick.
Yeah, well, especially if the onside kick is not has to be declared. I agree with you. I think that would be a better scenario, and I did like the new kickoff rule. I thought it did add some excitement, and you think about Shaheed returning a kickoff for a touchdown in the playoffs, and those are huge plays, and I know you understand that well, having dealt with special teams in the past, and I think it's great for the game when you've got kickoff returns that are big plays, and yet have the players closer together. I think was smart, so that there's less of a run up for the injury factor. So yeah, I think it's the kickoff rule is fine. The onside kickoff rule I think is bad.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%. Jeff Diamond with us here. So anyway, we get this release from the NFL, and it's talking about the new proposals. And by the way, the Cleveland Browns put a proposal in that you can trade draft picks up to 5 years away. What is the rule now? 3 years where you can trade a draft pick?
Yes, I think that is correct. 3 years.
So now they want to trade draft picks that are 5 years in advance. I mean, I'm not even sure what the motivation would be behind that, but I guess it's more stuff to trade.
Yeah, and I think for general managers, they figure, hey, I may not be here in 5 years, so what the heck? Trade a first round pick or whatever. I think the NBA allows plenty of years in advance, and so maybe that's okay. I think it's kind of ridiculous either way, just trading that far out.
Yeah, if I'm the owner, I don't like it because I got a guy that, like you say, I might blow out in 2 or 3 years, and he's screwed us up for 5 years out. He traded away our first round draft picks and so on because he was trying to save his gig. I don't like that thing, that rule at all. But buried in the release was this one little line in there about how the NFL is looking to approve added replay from a replay official to correct mistakes done by officials in the event of an official's work stoppage. I'm like, whoa, what happened there? What are we? So apparently the officials who have their own CBA and their own union, apparently their contract is up, and there's a possibility that we could have that nightmare again and have an official's stoppage?
Yeah, there definitely is, and I think that would be another bad situation for the NFL, certainly. And remember the last time it happened was 2012, where the officials were out in preseason and out for first 3 weeks of the regular season. They had to hire basically small college officials because the major college officials didn't want to do it, and were paid plenty already by their conferences and the SEC, the Big Ten, and so forth. So they had to go to the small colleges, and it was pretty disastrous. I think we all remember the what do they call it, the fail Mary in Seattle when the one official rules touchdown, the other rules interception, and they end up Seattle ends up getting a touchdown by Golden Tate when it should have been an interception, and that was the impetus to solve that, obviously, that issue. But Yeah, it's tough. The officials, it's not an easy job. We know that. I think they're paid well, but they deserve it because it's a tough job. They're at the top of their profession, and they got to travel a ton, and so I don't begrudge the officials getting paid and getting a little increase to benefit from what's going on around the league as the revenue increases.
No, they need to be full-time officials, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know I don't know where the officials stand on that. I don't know if they want more money and being able to keep their jobs and so on and still do that. But to me, we're at a point in time in a $15 to $20 billion a year endeavor that we need full-time officials. I mean, in entry level could be 125, 130, whatever $1,000 a year. An experienced official over 10 years, white hat, maybe he's 280, 300,000 a year. But there is so much work for these guys. I mean, they would have to live in NFL cities. They can go to practice and officiate at practice all the time, keep their eyes sharp. Same schedule as the players. Have film on Monday, be off on Tuesday, be at practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that kind of stuff. And the guy said, well, no, I'm an attorney. Well, you know what? Then don't be an official. We got guys that are doing all these other jobs. They started having more full-time guys, and now they kind of went back away from that. But I don't understand. You could have guys under 10 years experience officiating in the spring leagues or the arena leagues. It's all good for their reflexes and everything. They got to stay in shape, that kind of stuff. I don't understand how, with all the money there is in the league, that there isn't money to have full-time officials.
Yeah, and I remember Bud Grant used to say that 40 years ago when he used to complain about the officiating. And he always said, we should have full-time officials. And I agree with you. I think that it's something that it's time for that to happen. And I don't know if it's going to happen in this new CBA or not, probably not. But with the officials making the kind of money they're making, I think it should be a full-time job. And if the average official is making 250 to 300,000 or whatever it is, they could do that as a regular job and have someone else run your law firm for you for a while.
Yeah. I mean, that's the job. I mean, I think they top out at about 7,000 a game right now. So that would be, that's $100,000, 80 to 100 grand for, a guy working 16 games, let's say, and he has 1 week off. But, whatever it is. And again, you tell these guys, well, I live in Des Moines, Iowa. I don't want to. Well, you know what? That's not the job. If you got a job being the GM of the Jacksonville Jaguars, you move to Jacksonville. I mean, that's the gig. So, I think that's, I think that would make the most sense. Jeff Diamond with us.
Yeah, and they have had a lot more officials at training camp and at OTAs and in the mini camps. So that has been an improvement, definitely. And I'm sure they're getting paid for that time also. So they are making some extra money there too.
Yeah, it would make for better football all around. I mean, every single drill, if you're a back judge, you should be officiating a drill between, the receivers and the DBs when they're just doing one-on-ones, because then you could be telling the DB, hey, by the way, that's too handsy. That's going to get you a call. There's work for these guys. What I'm saying is there's work for these guys. No doubt about it. Jeff Diamond with us here. All right, before I let you go, there will be football. Of course, we got the spring ball with the college-style spring ball coming up as a lot of teams are in spring football now, especially in the SEC. But we have got the UFL. It starts tomorrow night, I believe. The UFL starts this weekend with a full slate of games. And look, I'm a big fan of teams being able to put guys. I wish there was a relationship. You were a GM and a team president. Man, it would be nice to take that third-string quarterback or that fourth-string quarterback or that, a three-deep offensive lineman and so on and get them live reps in a league like this to where then they can report to camp and you can evaluate guys and so on. What is your take on something like the UFL and the vision that they actually had for the Alliance where each team would supply a certain number of players to a spring league team where they could get reps, because we all know they don't get any reps, in camp for the most part.
Yeah, and I think that I go back to even the old World League back in the day, and in that era we would send a few players to the World League, and we sent our at the time, third string quarterback Brad Johnson to the World League, and it really helped him. And he ended up being a starting quarterback for us, and ended up being a Super Bowl quarterback in Tampa Bay. So I know Brad would say that was very helpful to his career that he had a chance to play, and I think that that's something that should happen. There should be some type of relationship where these players are able to play in these spring leagues, especially quarterbacks, and get those reps, as you said. I think that's really important for their development. And OTAs are fine, and mini camps and all that, but if you're playing in games, it makes a big difference. So I agree with you. I think that would be a great thing that can happen, and it used to happen.
Yeah, Kurt Warner, I think, played for Berlin, right? And he ended up in the Hall of Fame, right? So, I mean,
exactly.
Football, then he played in Berlin, and then he put, he ended up, being a Hall of Fame quarterback. They have a bunch of rules that they also, I think the NFL looks at some of that stuff, and it's kind of interesting to see. And they made some rule changes. They got rid of the tush push. There'll be no tush push. You could still have a quarterback sneak. You just can't push the guy from behind. We used to call that aiding the runner. That used to be against the rules, and then they, they allowed it. So we'll see how that looks there. One of the biggest rules that we're going to see is that you can't punt from inside the 50-yard line. So they're trying to encourage offense. They don't want you to punt from inside the 50-yard line. If you cross the 50-yard line, you no longer can punt. I don't like that. Being a special teams guy, I think that the punt was a very useful tool, whether it was from the 30. I remember, remember who the best coffin corner kicker ever was? To me, was Greg Coleman with the Vikings. I mean, he used to hit it on a line right out of the, inside the 5-yard line. I thought that was a great weapon, but along with the no punting from inside the 50, they're going to award 4 points for a field goal of 60 yards or more. And as you know, there's been a number of field goal kickers that have moved from the UFL to the NFL, and they're some of the best. I mean, Brandon Aubrey, maybe the best kicker in the league right now, UFL guy. But 4 points for a field goal over 60, to me, that discourages. I don't want to encourage them to just start kicking 60-yard field goals.
No, I don't like that idea. Maybe make it 65 or something. Make it really extremely difficult. And as you said, I don't like getting rid of punting inside the 50. If you have a great defensive team and not such a great offensive team, that's a great weapon for you to pin a team back there and try to potentially even get a safety. So yeah, I think it's some good ideas and some bad ideas, but throw it against the wall and see what sticks, I guess.
Do you watch any of it?
I really don't watch very much of it at all, to be honest. I'm more into hockey, basketball, a little bit of baseball this time of year, and certainly some of the big golf tournaments that come up. So that takes up enough time along with grandkids and work and other things. So college speaking. So I got plenty to do. I don't really have time for the UFL, but so be it. It's still a great time of year. And Tom, I'm going to tell you, I got Duke, Houston, Arizona, and Michigan as my final 4 teams. Who you got?
I got Duke, Illinois. Big game tonight down in Houston. Arizona and Michigan, and I have Duke over Michigan. Although now, I didn't think Alabama was going to beat Texas Tech without Aiden Holloway, and they drubbed them. I mean, the other guys have all picked up the slack. So as much as I'd like to have Michigan in the Final Four and in the final game, I have Duke over Michigan in the championship game. I would be ecstatic to see Alabama upset Michigan tomorrow night. I mean, that would be today is good. Today's good slate of games. That Iowa-Nebraska game is really intriguing to me. It's a good slate of games tonight. Tomorrow is an epic slate of games. I mean, those games tomorrow are absolutely amazing. And so, this is a great Sweet 16.
Yeah, it is. It'll be fun to watch, and I pull for Purdue. It's one of the colleges I speak at, and I know the people there are really nice people in West Lafayette. So I kind of pull for Purdue, but I'm still picking last week I told you I had Duke over Michigan. I'm going to switch that. I think Michigan's playing better than Duke right now, and I'm going to take Michigan over Duke. But we'll talk about that next week. See who makes it to the Final Four.
We'll have a Final Four. Yeah, we'll have a Final Four next week by the time we get ready for that. And by the way, don't look now, but how about the Nashville Predators on a heater where they have won 5 straight, going for 6 straight tonight against the Devils, and they are a playoff team right now. They're 3 points clear of the LA Kings, and what a job done there. You know, of course, Barry Trotz, our friend Barry Trotz, is retiring. They haven't found a new GM yet, but man, what a run they're on right now, and exciting times if the Preds are going to be back into playoffs this year.
Yeah, it was interesting because it seemed like they were trading some pieces away, and all of a sudden things have kind of meshed together. And Phil Forsberg's having a great year, and so I think I always pull for the Predators after I pull for the Wild, of course, first. But the problem for the Preds is they may run into Colorado first round. That would not be good.
No, that wouldn't be good, but just be exciting to make it, to be back in.
Oh, for sure, definitely true. And hey, you never know in the playoffs. You get a hot goalie, Saros gets hot, and things can happen.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's and it's always it's the nature of the point system. How these races, there's about 10 games left for most people in the league. So the next 3 weeks or so is going to be really something to see how this all shakes out. Wild are in the playoffs. They're sitting in third. They're well locked into the playoffs here in the Central Division, and and I'm a Bruins fan, so I'm looking at the Bruins over there. They're right now in the playoffs as well, and so we'll see how it all shakes out, man. It's good stuff. Buffalo Sabres is a great story. Seeing the Sabres, I grew up in Western New York, and seeing the Sabres, with the highest point total in the Eastern Conference is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. Are you still a Yankee fan?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, they got off to a good start. Last night.
Yeah. Well, and I made the comment earlier. I wonder. I'm not a WBC and March fan. I love international stuff. I think it should be maybe at the All-Star break, something like that. But I wonder about all the emotion and Aaron Judd made those comments comparing it to the World Series and everything else. And last night, the two of the guys that starred for the U.S. that were playing in that game last night, Logan Webb and Aaron Judge. Logan Webb got shelled, gave up 5 runs in the second inning, 7 runs altogether, and got hammered. And Aaron Judge struck out 4 times. And I really do wonder about a hangover, about after all that emotion, and now here's the opening day of the season, and, maybe it doesn't feel the same.
And they still won by a touchdown, right?
They won by a touchdown. They got everybody out, and they didn't hit a home run. Yeah, that's nice. I think for the Yankees to win a game 7-0 and not hit a home run that's exciting, because the Yankees have a tendency to be all or nothing. Everybody's going up.
Well, I'll tell you, they still need a salary cap in baseball because it gets boring when the Dodgers win it every year.
Well, 21 of the last 28 World Series champs were top 10 in salary, and 26 of 28 were in the top half in salary. So basically what you're telling me right now, half of baseball's fan base has no chance. They got no chance. It's starting, and that's great, but you have no chance. Baseball is a 12-team league as far as winning it all, and that's a problem, to be honest with you.
And that's how the populace feels up here in the Twin Cities with the Twins right now.
Sure. Hey, I lived through the Twins when they were talking about the Twins being contracted at one point when baseball was really in trouble, and they were saying that was when Joe Mauer was the USA Today High School Player of the Year in football and baseball, and right. Joe used to come out to my remotes and everything else playing for the Twins, the Florida State League, the Fort Myers Miracle back then. And he said that if they contracted the Twins, that he was going to go to Florida State and be the quarterback. He was going to go play football. The only baseball team he would ever play for was the Minnesota Twins, and thankfully they didn't contract him. But
yeah, for sure.
That was crazy. All right, man. Appreciate you as always.
Hey, thanks, Tom. Have a great weekend and a great Sweet 16.
All right, man. You too. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Sorry, by the way, Joe Mauer. He said if they contract the Twins, I'm not playing baseball. I will go to football. He was a 5-star quarterback that was slated to go to Florida State and chose to play for the Minnesota Twins and became a Hall of Famer. All right, phone lines are open now the rest of the way. You want to jump on board, you can do it. 256-576-4977. I need an update from Wolverine Dan and LSU Lynch, who won the tickets to the TOC suite for tomorrow night's game at the VBC. I need an update from you people to know that you got your tickets. So if you're listening, let me know if you got your tickets. And something going on tonight. I mentioned the Predators going for 6 straight against the Devils tonight. And I just need to make a comment about that game tonight. All right, we'll be back. Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Alabama Crimson Tide have been bet all the way down to an 8.5-point underdog against Michigan at United Center in Chicago tomorrow in the Midwest Region semifinal. But that number has moved back up to 9.5 points. The total opened at 176.5, has dropped down to 173.5. The Wolverines of the Crimson Tide meet at the Sweet 16 tomorrow in Chicago. In the other Midwest Region semifinal, Iowa State a 4.5-point favorite over Tennessee. Atlanta Braves will open up the season tomorrow with the Royals at Truist Park. Braves at Chris Sale on the mound, $1.51 favorite against Cole Reagans of the Royals, plus 125. 7 over the total. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer's satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. Taking care of your property yourself can be a real headache. Eagle can handle it for you. They offer full landscaping services, irrigation, mowing, bush hog, and can install plants and trees, sod, and even landscape borders. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
Welcome to Kern Electrical, where teamwork powers every project. Our champion sales team takes time to understand your needs, tailoring the perfect Generac generator for your home or business. Our project managers handle all coordination, ensuring a tackle-free installation. Our certified installation crews ensure peace of mind, even in the darkest moments. With our service and maintenance lineups, you can be assured we're with you every step of the way. Experience the home team advantage of Kern Electrical, your Generac superstore.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing consistently into the upper 70s and lower 80s, dropping into the upper 50s as we head into the overnight. A partly sunny sky Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 70s, lower 80s. There is an opportunity for some passing showers Friday afternoon through Friday evening, and then temperatures drop into the upper 30s, lower 40s as we head into the overnight. Temperatures climbing into the low mid 60s on Saturday.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by the Orthopedic Center, longtime friends of the show. To be honest with you, it's been about 20 years that we have been hooked up with TOC, and they just do such a great job. They service the Huntsville Havoc, Alabama A&M, most of the high schools in the region. They got 13 locations all throughout the Tennessee Valley. So if you have an orthopedic problem, if you're considering professional care, really, TOC, it's the only logical choice. You need to contact TOC. Make your appointment. When you need them, they're there. Always in the Tennessee Valley, TOC.
Oh, life could be a dream if I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hoping we'll meet again. Oh,
Welcome back on a Throwback Thursday in a Doghouse. I'm Tom Abraham. So all I want to know about the Preds is tonight they go for 6 in a row against the New Jersey Devils, a team that is points-wise would be just a few points behind the Preds, to be honest with you. They have 74 points. The Preds have 77 points. So these are reasonable, respectable, reasonable teams, if you will. But then all of a sudden in my X feed, I get this logo change for the Preds, and it's a rainbow Pred logo. I thought maybe somebody was messing around, but I guess it's legit. So tonight is Pride Night at the Preds game. It's Pride Night. So they have an alternate Pride logo. And I just say this about that. I don't get it. And this is what I don't get. Look, I don't get the deviant lifestyle. I mean, you go ahead, but this is America. Now you have the choice to do what you want to do. All right, I'm a hate the sin, love the sinner kind of guy, right? My personal opinion about the homosexuality and the LGBTQP plus the LPGA, whatever it's called, it doesn't matter. You can do what you want to do. This is America. People died for people in this country to be able to do that if that's how they want to live. What I don't understand is why we have to celebrate it. That's what I don't get. What I don't understand is the effort to celebrate 4% of our society. 96% of our society is straight. 4% of our society, and we have to celebrate it. We have to have a Pride Night for that. I don't understand it. What you choose to do and how you choose to live your personal life and what you do in your own bedroom and behind your own doors, that's your business. That's your business. But we got to turn a hockey game into that? And not for nothing. If I'm teaching my kids or I'm teaching my grandkids what I think is, the proper way to live, then, and I've got to explain to them, can't take them to this game, I got to explain to them, what is all this pride stuff? What is pride made? Pride in what? Pride? What kind of pride? Hey, Pappy, I thought it said that pride goes before a great fall in the Bible. Yeah. What pride? Pride? What you're proud? Am I proud that I've got 9 kids? We have a Pride Night. I got 9 kids. Am I proud that I got 14 grandkids? Am I proud that I live my life with a woman? I don't understand what the pride is. Hey, I live this lifestyle, and I'm proud of it, so I have to have a pride parade, and I've got to have a pride night at the Predators game. And how many, honestly, if there's 17,000 people at the game tonight, I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. And I don't think it represents really the community. Because if there's 17,000 people at the game tonight, then if it was representative of the United States, there'd be 680 people at the game that were homosexual or lesbian, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. 680 out of the 17,000. So having said that, at Pride Night tonight, it's going to be, what, 150? I mean, what are we doing? I don't get it. All right, Grumpy is up next. Grumpy, welcome to. By the way, the people that are responding to this logo on Twitter, if you're the marketing department of the team, I mean, 95%. Well, it makes sense because 96% of America is straight. 95% of the comments, or maybe 98% of the comments, are all super negative, including some that are saying, "I'll never go to a game again." So why would you do something? Ask Budweiser about this. Bud Light. Ask Bud Light about how that worked out for them. Grumpy, what's going on?
You know, while I wasn't hold, I thought of a couple things, and you brought that up. There's a bunch of jokes in there, man. I'm not talking about gay. I'm talking more about, the people that are transitioning. And I don't mind offending people, but I can't do too much on your air. But isn't it ironic that it's Pride Night at a Predators game?
I tried not to go there.
And let me ask you, you couldn't, so I did. Let me ask you this. If you've got a 10-year-old girl and she's your daughter, or a 12-year-old, I don't know.
Yeah.
Normally, if they got to go to the bathroom and it's right around the corner, you just say, go over there and go to the bathroom, and I'll keep my eye on the vomitorium so I can see you. But are you sending your kid to the bathroom? At what age would you send a kid to the bathroom on Predators Pride Night?
So in other words, you're saying that because it's Pride Night, you may be being that it's Pride Night, you might be a little more hesitant to send your 10-year-old son into the thing because it's Pride Night. Do you think that people? This is what I don't understand.
There may be a dude in the bathroom. There may be a dude in the bathroom.
Well, from a marketing standpoint, this is what I understand. Do you think that there will be a higher number of LGBTQ plus minus equals cosine? Do you think there'll be a higher number of those people going to the game because tonight is Pride Night? You know what I mean? Or is it the fans are going to go to the fans to go see the Preds make a playoff push? Or do you think that there's some dude that's waking up today and seeing the logo and saying, "Hey, me and my husband, we're going to go to the Predator game tonight because it's Pride Night"? I mean,
No. I think what's going on is it doesn't have anything to do with that, I don't think. I think it's just the next time it happens, you won't be as upset as you were this time, and it's a desensitization of your moral fibers to where this becomes normal, and it already is normal. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's on TV.
It's desensitizing you to this. Our generation gets upset about this. The next generation won't, and then the next generation after that, who knows?
I asked my 16-year-old granddaughter. I said, based on what you see on TV and hear on the music and everything else, I said, what percentage of people do you think are gay? And she said 35%.
Yeah, crazy.
I said it's 4%. I said, so you at 16 years old, because you can't watch a TV show without there being a gay couple on the TV show. Every TV show that you watch, there's got to be some gaiety going on the TV show, and it's not representative. We were watching a show that had to do with a firehouse, and 3 of the 7 firemen that were in the firehouse were gay. If you walk into any firehouse anywhere in Alabama or Tennessee, I guarantee you that 40% of the firemen there are not gay.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And then another thing I thought about while I was on hold was you must have a super sales staff down there, because there was a point in time not too long ago when one of your sponsors was a private submarine builder. Do you remember that?
Build, what's the name of that? Builds, I know who you're talking about.
How good of a salesman do you have to be to sell somebody to advertise on a sports show about selling private submarines?
Hey, man, we're in a military area. You know what I mean? You got military contractors around here to, they build submarines, helicopters. We used to have a helicopter guy who built war helicopters.
I picked that 12 song because that's how many rounds we're going to have when Dan and Philip fight. 12 rounds. It'll go 2. It'll go 1. It'll go 1.
I'm starting to wonder whether or not it's a bit. I'm wondering whether the 2 of them somehow are they pulling the wool over on us, because these 2 guys, it's amazing.
No, it's Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity, man. They don't like each other.
Yeah.
And then also, now listen, if you throw a tampon on a Major League Baseball outfield, left or right field, are they going to hold the game up for a tampon?
No.
Okay.
It will in basketball, but not in baseball.
Okay. It's my understanding that in all of the men's bathrooms at Yankee Stadium this year, starting yesterday, there's tampon machines in all of the men's bathrooms. And where I'm going with this is this. I've been told that the people in New York don't put up, even though they're quite liberal, that kind of thing, when you're drinking and there's no price on those tampons, their machines are free. So dudes that are 18 and 16 years old can just go in there and get as many tampons as they want and throw them on the field.
Why? Why would they put tampons in the men's room? By the way, this is a true story. This is a true story. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, why would they put tampons in the men's room at Yankee Stadium?
My question to you is when will a game be held up? Because there's going to be so many of. I could see how there would be a bunch of those thrown, just for humor. It's free things to throw.
And they're free tampons. You don't even have to buy them. You know how much? It's going to be so much easier to get a tampon and throw it out there. And by the way, you take a tampon, and I know this because I had to do this in high school when I would get detention at a Catholic high school that I went to. One of the things I'd have to do if I got a Saturday detention is I'd have to go into the ladies' room, and I would have to clean up the tampons that were all stuck to the ceiling. And what the girls would do, these 14 and 15-year-old girls that were just as stupid and adolescent as the boys would, they'd take a tampon, pull a string, wet it, swing it, throw it at the ceiling, and it would stick to the ceiling, and just the string would hang down like a stalagmite or something. And I would have to go in there, on a Saturday, and scrape the tampons off the ceiling.
I wouldn't tell anybody that story, and you just said it on the air.
Well, I just said it.
But listen, all that stuff's coming. They're gonna. I'm interested to see what happens with this.
That's a bad idea.
There's just too many things you can do with that.
That's like disco night. Yeah, I appreciate it. I told that story. That's it. I said it, John. There's a story you haven't heard.
No,
right?
I think I have, because the only reason that I know that women used to do that, where they throw their tampons on the ceiling, was probably because of you, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
not used tampons that they use properly. I'm talking about they pull the string, they wet it in the sink, and then they would swing it and flip it at the ceiling. It would stick to the ceiling, and then the knucklehead like me, who was always in trouble, would have to come in there on a Saturday detention, and I'd have to go into women's room, and I'd have to scrape the tampons off the ceiling.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. Serves you right. I will say this. My equivalent to that was throwing pencils up into the ceiling because it was so easy to get them stuck. I used to do that quite a bit.
We'll be back. Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Now is the time to sign up for the Eagle Insulation WZZN Charity Golf Tournament to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. This year's event is the morning of April 20th at Cherokee Ridge, and each member of the winning team not only gets the championship belts, but a full-year membership to Cherokee Ridge. Breakfast and lunch are provided, plus tremendous prizes and a chance to win $100,000. Cost is $800 a team or $200 per individual, and corporate sponsorships are available. Send an email to 977WZZNevents@gmail.com to reserve your spot today.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com. When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Oftentimes, the wheelchairs our veterans and first responders receive from their healthcare providers are subpar at best. Some are falling apart, with a years-long waiting list for a new one. This lag causes a tremendous amount of stress for our heroes and creates a burden for their caregivers. Isolation leads to depression. We build what they need to get outdoors, hunting, fishing, or playing sports. Join the mission at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental, and they have a brand new product for you. If you happen to be standing on a concrete or tile floor, Valley Equipment has the exact machine for you. Now, whether it's new construction or daily work environments or an area that's been neglected for far too long, the Valley Equipment team of experienced professionals can help you get the right floor scrubber or sweeper for your needs. Call Valley Equipment and ask them for more details on how they can help you out today. They're doing this in high schools and in regular schools. Any facility built by public money in liberal states. In Minnesota, they have to have tampon machines in the boys' bathrooms in 4th to 12th grade for men that menstruate. If you're menstruating, don't go in the boys' room. If you're menstruating, you're a woman.
You know, I didn't have my first period until around 8th grade.
Yeah. If you're a menstruating male, you're not a male. You're a woman. Go to the ladies' room. I might get fired. I may be back tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 90.